Well, next tonight, ITV News can exclusively reveal plans to build Jersey's new hospital at the Overdale outpatient site. The proposals by an Assistant Chief Minister are now being shared with other politicians to try to gather support.
It was only last week that a planning application to build next to the existing hospital in St Helier was rejected, and it's there where Gary Burgess is for us tonight. So, Gary, new plans, what are they?
Well, the heavens have just opened here in St Helier. Hopefully bright skies ahead for a new plan, a single-site hospital in Overdale. It will be 2 stories high, but partly hidden in a valley where there'll be a multi-storey car park and a new entrance from the inner road. But that includes the demolition of houses. Quite a development. Today, it's a mishmash of hospital outpatient departments, rehab wards and derelict buildings. It could soon be Jersey's new hospital. This senior politician today confirming plans to build here are gathering momentum after years of stalled efforts to build elsewhere.
We don't need to go back to square one right at the beginning. I think we can pick up, there is quite a significant amount of information, but I think it will need re-examining. And then representing so that we can start from sort of square 3 or 4, not square 1.
The site was shortlisted back in 2013 but never made the final cut. Under Constable Taylor's proposals, a hospital would appear to be only a couple of stories high, with lower levels sunk into a valley to the back of the site. At the bottom of that valley are these social housing cottages on the inner road. They'd be demolished to create a new entrance from town.
It then gives fantastic vehicular access, sweeping up round here to where we are for the ambulances, and in the valley there you'd have a multi-storey car park which effectively is below ground.
But there are many hurdles in the way of any work starting here, despite a planning application to build next to Jersey's existing hospital being recently rejected. That said, he hopes a quick review to rule out other sites could see contractors tendering for work within months.
This is the site. Build us a hospital. This is what we need. So many beds, so many consulting rooms, so many theatres. When we get the tenders in, we can look at those prices and see who we go with.
This year, next decade?
I would hope by the end of this year.
Overdale sits opposite a large field just over the road. And it's where so-called key worker accommodation will be built, a series of houses and flats on this site, around 80 units, and all pegged below the market prices to keep them affordable. Today, neighbours back the plans.
I think it's by far the best site.
Why do you think that?
I think the facilities and the amount of ground and the access.
While those working at the existing hospital in town just want action.
We're relieved that the decision not to build here has been made, so we need to move on now and find a new venue, clear site, open site to build a new hospital as soon as possible.
Though if the journey to this point is anything to go by, getting this project back to health may not be quick or easy. Well, we already have £38 million spent on preparations to build here. We know those plans have been refused. Chris Taylor's plans, I know, were discussed in yesterday's Council of Ministers meeting. Let's speak to one of the ministers who was in that meeting, the Infrastructure Minister, Deputy Kevin Lewis. I know it's all confidential, but come on, you heard the plans. What do you make of them?
Evening, Gary. Very interesting, but as you know, as the Minister for Infrastructure, I have been directed by the state that it's going here. So we need another state's proposition to direct me otherwise.
Well, at the end of this month, we know Russell Labby's proposition to direct you otherwise is gathering steam. If you are directed, does that mean it's game on for Overdale?
If that is not necessarily. I mean, the proposition is to eliminate this place, the General Hospital, as the future hospital. So we need another proposition to say where it should go. But there is no perfect spot to put the hospital. So what we have to do is pick the least worst spot. We've got a high population, and according to the island plan, there is nowhere we can put the new hospital. So as I say, it's the least worst place we can put it.
Well, take your ministerial hat off and speak like an islander. Do you like the idea of a hospital finally being built and being built at Overdale, yay or nay?
Well, yes, I would like a hospital built as soon as possible. We have to spend money on Gloucester Street to keep it going whilst the new hospital is built, wherever that is. So we could live with wherever it is. As long as it's in town or very close, I can live with that.
Including Overdale?
Including Overdale.
OK, Deputy Kevin Lewis, thank you very much. You heard it here first. This is the start of a story. There's a long journey to go. And of course, guys, we will keep you up to date here on ITV News on Channel.
Absolutely. OK, Gary Burgess, for now, thank you for that.